Hey, yo, back again. It's the Flight Room Podcast, episode 66, the number one podcast in the land, in the world, in this universe. But yeah, I am your host, Remy Please. I'm with Keys, C, Mo, Concourse P, and Lighthouse. What y'all need to do right now is like and subscribe, tell a friend, share it, post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook.
Tell everybody, goddammit.
Post it on the bus, write it on some furniture, graffiti, do all that. Yeah,
barbershops.
Yep, hit the like button. But yeah, we was over in our over podcast, the fifth quarter podcast, talking about vaccines in the NFL. But you know, currently, came out yesterday, the NFL is gonna, force players' hands, force teams' hands, and pretty much penalize any team that has an outbreak, and it's found to be their source for unvaccinated players. So what are y'all thoughts about, pretty much NFL forcing the hand of franchises and players?
I mean, that shit is strict, yo. I mean, those are some strict ass. I mean, I see what they're doing, but sheesh, how you gonna penalize another team?
Man, but the penalization is forfeiting the whole damn game. It ain't even like no fine or nothing, just straight up.
But I'm saying the other team will get the win. You'll get the forfeit, but the other team players and coaches still don't get no pay. That's
I'm still even considering
they should have did this shit last year and they fucked Pittsburgh over.
Nah, because now you have to consider the fans are reselling the game. If you cancel a game and motherfuckers travel as well as y'all do in Pittsburgh, and say you over in Cali somewhere, they cancel the game a couple days before that shit. That's like a ruined trip, man. Are they talking about tickets being refundable for this shit too? Like, what's the real needs?
That's a good question.
Because people plan for shit like that. That's like one of the first things I thought of. Like, damn, they're just gonna forfeit the whole game. Like, no, no fine, no nothing, just done. Because remember last year they tried to schedule y'all game like 7 different times. They played games on Tuesday last year, bro.
They sure did.
Yeah.
And they talking about and they said that they talking about that team that has to forfeit may also have to pay broadcasting, like pay the fees.
Like, that's wild,
man. That's a rack of bread.
So you basically saying that now teams gonna start their own production companies? Then if it's gonna be like that, they about to get paid off of this shit too. NFL about to lose money.
Yeah, I would say. Go ahead.
Well, just real quick, from my point of view, I was thinking, because a lot of times, the NFL is such a big corporation. I think that a lot of, if the NFL can pull this off, I feel like even just always down to your normal job, if the NFL can actually get this off where they, penalize people for not getting the vaccine, and then it actually becomes socially acceptable, the next thing you know, people's jobs are going to start doing that shit. They're going to be like, nah, nigga, you're putting the company creating a liability for the company if you don't get the vaccine.
Well, that's already been happening.
That's exactly what I was about to say. They're going to be the prerequisite.
When the NFL makes that policy mainstream, then all the fucking companies are going to start doing that shit.
No, you're right. You preaching. You preach like that's going to be.
That's what I.
They might already be doing it for real. They might already be doing
it. They're doing it, but just like you
ain't
said,
at them jobs yet. Yeah,
but that solidifies it on all levels. If the NFL does it,
because it's a social thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though small companies might do it on their own, the NFL is being broadcasted all across America. So once they do that shit, and everybody goes along and to get along with that whole paradigm, then everybody gonna start doing that shit. Next thing you know, Pepsi, you work for Pepsi, you're gonna have to do it. You work for motherfucking Mountain Dew. You work for
Didn't
Apple. You work for
didn't the Supreme Court already rule against some shit like that already? Like this year, the Supreme Court already made some. They did something in regards to like
they fucked around somewhere.
Some people
but if that's the
suing.
case, then the NFL wouldn't have been able to do that, right?
But they were doing that for doing the All-Star
No.
Weekend too.
What I'm saying is they ruled against the folks that wanted to basically sue their jobs because they was trying to make them get vaccines or whatever. Yeah, so it's already out there that we gotta get that joint if we want to work at certain places or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is like they had like these little banquets and stuff during All-Star Weekend. Like you had to be vaccinated and show your card to get in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like certain establishments and shit like that. So you'll be around. I don't know what kind of personnel or whatever, but you're gonna need that.
I just want to know how if you read. I mean, you're reading this. How can you tell if the outbreak came from an unvaccinated player?
That too. That's what I was gonna say too.
Can't really. I feel like if they're just gonna use the players as scapegoats for the rest of us to watch and be like, "Ooh, I don't want to be like him. Let me go get that vaccine."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like that's the reason why they put it on the players because they're public figures. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to make sense. All you have to do is shame a dude publicly for the rest of us to see, to scare us into going along to get along, and that's literally that's kind of the role of a lot of these athletes in general. You know what I'm saying? Any celebrities,
because you can still get it if you're vaccinated, ain't that?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I was just about to say that too.
But the thing is, you're right. But all that matters is the narrative that they spin behind the story. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're right, it doesn't matter because the average person not going to question that.
This nigga wasn't up at the strip club. Was unvaccinated.
They're like, that nigga's a bitch ass nigga. He didn't get the vaccine. Like that's all people really care about.
But look, so that was actually gonna be my next point though, because there's been people that's vaccinated that catch that shit too. And what's crazy is they're like more susceptible to getting that shit, I guess. Like because the cases, like anytime like the area that happens, it's never just like one case of that shit. It's like multiple people.
The Yankees earlier this year, they had like 9 players tested, and they was all vaccinated.
Right. Remember even that cruise ship with like the 8 people, the randomly that lady for the national anthem.
How can the NFL even pull that off when you just said the Yankees had 9 players or whatever it was, and they were all vaccinated? So it's like, how can you penalize another professional team saying, "Oh, you unvaccinated guys spread it"?
Right, because you know that's going to happen, dog. It's going to happen.
Potentially the biggest sports team in the world, you know what I'm saying? And them niggas caught it, and they all had the vaccine. So it's like, how can you even try to pull this off? That don't even make no sense.
Exactly.
The thing is, it's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be about, once we catch you niggas, we're going to make an example of you so we can, manipulate everyone into going along with the shit.
And they already like demonizing those players too, and it's crazy because because it's like regular Cole Beasley, Sam Darnold, and you know what I mean.
We Gucci in Pittsburgh, everybody got the vaccine.
But that's what they saying too. Like they saying like teams that got the highest vaccine percentages usually the top guy, and they'll trickle down. Like Pat Mahomes got it, so I guess everybody gonna fall in line. Matt Ryan, everybody fall in line. But the thing is, I want to because Aaron Rodgers hasn't talked about it. And he's like usually he's kind of like woke, and he talks about he's kind of like. A little bit, he's kind of like the Kyrie of the NFL. He'll say like little things here and there, but I want to hear his stance on the vaccines.
If Cuz was still playing, I'd like to know what Brett Favre would have to say about it, because he was always like a backyard motherfucking down south. This nigga was driving a damn Ford truck to work and hopping out in muddy jeans and boots and shit. I couldn't see him getting the vaccine. I want to know what he got to say about that shit.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marcus. Like it's like this is like just like the NBA. This is with the whole bubble. This is like the beta version of what's going to be coming forth. And the federal government just Biden's said federal workers have to do it or submit to testing, strict testing,
strict testing every day on the hour.
Right. It don't gotta make sense. It do not have to make sense. That's for y'all.
They're gonna do that.
That's for y'all. Partially, I be feeling like whatever in that shit be making people more docile or like more,
just like
more. I don't know. And make them fall in line more. I don't know. personally, I feel like
I
like
think
you just
almost
hear,
you
hear their point of views, and I'm like, I don't see, like, I be trying to like understand their point of view, but I don't know.
Just way too sketch. It just is.
I mean, I think everything in society is kind of trying to make us all as a community, and not even just the whole American culture is becoming docile, like in general. I think and we're kind of being, I mean, I think that's the direction we go, and it's almost like, are they with us? Like, are they trying to set us up? They fattening us for the slaughter like a motherfucker. Like, that's what it feels like, nigga. Like, what y'all got coming up? Because y'all ain't acting like y'all trying to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not acting like y'all trying to win the battle, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn
it's
it
like
against each other or something
it's like
that.
it's like we're the citizens are getting weakened. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what they want. Mm-hmm. That's what they want though. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like what y'all covered up the sleeve, bro? Like, what the fuck?
It's not supposed to be like, but it's not supposed to be like this. Like, we are the people are supposed to have the power.
We're supposed to be a superpower country, but but everything in society is like celebrating,
weakness.
Not being weakness.
Like, exactly. It is
a. What is this shit?
We're supposed to be the land of the free, the brave. Ain't none of us brave.
Halfway.
You're not free to speak your mind.
Yeah. You in and out. You halfway. Because too many politics behind shit.
Mm. Hey, Al. What's going on, Al?
What's happening?
Alejandro.
NFL pushing, forcing players, franchises' hand on this whole vaccine.
Getting that vaccine.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Are the Cowboys vaccinated, though?
Nah.
Oh, Dak was speaking about it too. Dak was.
What did Dak say?
He was like, what did he say? He said,
"He better get that shot in that ankle and stop playing, boy."
Shit, he said, nah, he don't fuck with them.
And they like chopped his whole like interview up.
Yeah, probably.
The thing with Dak, I respect about Dak. Dak always sticks to his guns. Like he don't come. He has his own mind. He doesn't always go with the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that.
Right. I like that too.
Dak was talking about like HIPAA and all that.
Yeah.
HIPAA violations.
Yeah. All this shit's HIPAA violation.
What? Oh, like
like them telling everybody
information and telling everybody. Yeah, damn, I didn't even think about that.
That Lamar Jackson tested positive. Like, that shit not supposed to be out. Like, and then like,
thank you. Yeah, tell everybody. Damn.
Explain what HIPAA is, because I never heard that term before. I don't even know. I never heard of it.
Well, it's basically I don't know the exact terminology for it, but it's basically like your own personal information can't be disclosed by your employer. Your health information.
Health information.
Yeah.
And so, like, basically, like how Lamar Jackson's status and Gus Edwards' status was released today, talking about how they tested positive. No, that's not supposed to happen. Like, even in your workplace, like when you're like, even like if I were to test positive, I notify my supervisor's only supposed to say like, I'm sorry. If I were to test positive for COVID, and I would notify my supervisor. And I would have notified my supervisor. Like, my supervisor is really only supposed to send an email out to the team that says like a person on our team or a person that you may have been in close contact with has tested positive, but not necessarily say my name. It might be, of course, you know what I'm saying. Of course, you might be able to divulge.
Alex not here.
Right.
It gotta be that nigga.
Right, but she's not supposed to. Or
hold up, this gay day.
You know what though? They probably, the NFL and the NBA and all that. They probably done sign some shit along the way where they can, and don't even know about it, but they can fucking say whatever the hell they want to say.
But the fact that the NBA hasn't done this shit yet lets you know, like, NFL is like that. That corporation that precurses everything that's going on.
Yeah. That's the real good old boys.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but the shit's weird though, and this just my take, and I might need somebody else to like provide some more insight. But and this not only just with the NFL, this is also with like even the feds about the mandate, whereas though you gotta have a vaccine or you gotta be tested, whatever. tested more frequently once a week. I don't get it because vaccinated people are still getting the vaccine, and so this is like that Cole. Amounts. This is like that Cole Beasley stance, in which like Cole Beasley is saying, like, even if y'all are gonna blame it on the unvaccinated person just because he's not vaccinated, and however, like in 2 weeks when you like the Nationals team, I think the Nationals team just had another outbreak in which a lot of those people were vaccinated, or not a lot of some of those people are possibly vaccinated. And so now you just trying to figure out exactly who started the outbreak. But by you not testing vaccinated people, you don't necessarily know when they actually caught the virus. You know what I mean? And so vaccinated people could have been passing it along the entire time. But now you don't necessarily know because they're not tested. They're not being tested until every other week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, and the frequency isn't there. So that shit's weird.
That's what we spoke to that too. That's what I was saying. Like people that are vaccinated have been documented on catching that shit. So that's what I mean. Like
I'm pro-choice.
That as a scapegoat. I'm pro-choice.
Yeah. Get out of here.
I fucking live. For that.
And that's what's happening in the NFL too. You know, the NBA be super opinionated and like, control a lot of their own shit. You see the league trying to do that, or I mean, some players in the league trying to do that.
Yeah, because even like D-Hop, I don't know if y'all talk about it, but D-Hop had that
the same thing.
D-Hop had that post, and then all of a sudden, like the same way Randall always talk about it, if you say something, stick to your guns. But like all of a sudden, D-Hop said something, and then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, however long later, the joint was deleted, and like,
yep,
I don't know.
Exactly.
Them agents and publicists take that shit down, boy.
But
quick.
But where's the freedom of speech at, man?
Man, but that's what it is. It's like if you use that, you're gonna it's 50-50. Yeah, 50-50 chance you're gonna get canceled.
It's like you can say express yourself, be who you are, but if you say the wrong thing, you get penalized.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is the point?
And it's not even just It's also not only just limiting the freedom of speech, it's also limiting the freedom of thought too, because if you're like basically mandating without mandating it, like literally some of the fines and like the 14,000, like, all right, I get it. Like, and don't get me wrong, I know this is Haskins and I know this was a close event to everybody, but like if you're going to the strip club during the middle of the pandemic, and you know what I'm saying, like I can understand why you deserve quote unquote a fine. But if you are literally just ordering food, ordering takeout, and then I don't necessarily know if it's this strict, but if you're ordering takeout and you somehow or another contract a disease or contract a virus that way, why should you be charged or, you know what I'm saying, get like a $14,000 fine for not following protocols? You know what I mean?
But even when we were talking about that, like, yo, they're forfeiting the whole game if there's an outbreak. I think that's kind of crazy.
Nah, what's crazy is, man, like if y'all feel this strongly about this shit and y'all stars, just like, you know, the whole Kyrie thing, start your own league, y'all are the product. If y'all feel this strongly about some shit, sit the fuck out.
Yeah, I agree.
Make a statement.
I got money.
At the end of the day,
make a real statement.
I agree, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to change anything when you take it into your own hands. But I will say, I feel like
get paid.
This is like that same tactic that they do, where it's like, you know, kind of like it's like, all right, if so and so, if Corey comes in late, all y'all get penalized. You know what I'm saying? It's like those type of things. So now I'm at work and I'm trying to provide for my family, and even though the rules is bullshit, now I'm being affected because Corey came in late. You see what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden the focus goes away from the powers that be who put that bullshit policy in place. And now I'm mad at Corey because he didn't get the vaccine. Now I'm mad at my teammate in the locker room because they didn't get the vaccine because he got COVID. Now we lose the game. We lost the game. That affects my potentiality into, you know, providing for my family. So now we beefing in the locker room, pointing the finger at each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they didn't get the vaccine. We got the vaccine, instead of actually focusing on the person who's.
You think that's going to happen?
That's going to happen. Yeah.
You think that's going to happen this year? You think that's going to happen?
I mean, it's going to. If somebody loses a game because a player didn't get vaccinated, even if it don't make sense, that's an easy target.
And don't let it be a bum ass nigga.
I'm thinking about.
This is what I know from my life experiences. I feel like when niggas take L's, even if it don't make sense,
Right.
The most easiest nigga to point the finger at, niggas just gonna point the finger at him.
Right.
Even though it may not make sense.
Hey,
when you take an L,
I'm thinking about like that.
Talking man shit. Your bum ass don't even play, dog. Get that
think about that. Yeah, but think about that playoff push y'all are making, you know what I mean, in the fall, winter time and shit. And it's an outbreak just naturally off of, you know, how the seasons change and shit like that. Or like, you know what I mean, like a division game you need.
Now I'm thinking this is why they added the extra game.
Yeah.
Phil, what the fuck time is it over there? It is bright as shit in your window. What the fuck time is it? I'm sorry.
8:06.
It's usually dark though.
I know.
But that's
8:06.
My bad.
No, you good.
But no, even Marcus, even as you was talking about niggas catching the L and blaming it on somebody, don't forget like how superstitious and how like niggas change socks or niggas change shoes based off of catching the L. So let alone like you catch an L and you based off. I mean like and one person was out that's supposed to be on kickoff return or that's the hype man for the team or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that shit's definitely going.
Bro, it's gonna cause
flip a locker room.
It's gonna cause issues. Because you know how many niggas gonna be like, I got the vaccine and he didn't. Who does he think he is? You know,
just like you said that whole scapegoat shit.
Even
y'all head coach.
Even deeper, you think this like some Willie Lynch type shit?
That's the point that I'm saying, bro. They use these same tactics in the workplace at any nigga's job. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit to keep motherfuckers in order. Now we focus on
as long as they got the numbers.
We focus on pointing the finger at each other instead of actually looking at the powers that be who set all this shit in place. You know what I'm saying? Right. I feel like that's going to cause that confusion in the locker room. Then they're going to have, it's going to be a post-game. Oh, you guys forfeited. How you feel? Oh, well, you know, it's niggas in this locker room acting like bitch ass niggas. I'm like, nah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro, it's almost inevitable.
Nah, you said it right. Oh, it's some niggas that take it seriously and some niggas that don't, but
and then now
usually the niggas that don't even play.
It's some teams now that are actually defining who has it, like the Bucks are wearing wristbands, so who has the vaccine and who doesn't.
Wow, I didn't know that. But for what?
Oh yeah,
that's
I don't know why.
That's weird.
They got clicks.
That's some
clicky shit. Yeah,
that's some concentration camp shit.
Man,
they got clicks,
bro. Niggas
separating
your workplace. They gonna be like vaccinated people over here,
right?
Unvaccinated.
Gang.
My job already do that.
Work on this
gang.
My job already do that. You wear a sticker.
I remember. I think Randall, you said that shit, but this shit is gonna cause even more division, and with so many levels, bro. All the way from the NFL down to your locker room, to your classroom, your space, your
neighbors.
But nigga, like they used to have smoking sections. They about to start having vaccinated and unvaccinated sections in the motherfucking restaurant and shit. Like
in the restaurant.
That'd be crazy if the world got like
that. Make a difference. That's shit funny. And that is a good analogy. Good analogy. Because even if you wasn't a non-smoking section, you're gonna smell that goddamn smoke. That smoke coming over there.
Yeah, exactly.
You smell that shit.
That shit's coming right over there. That bitch.
That is a good.
It says so much for HIPAA.
Hey, that's wild right there, though. I feel like that. I don't know who came up with that idea. I feel like that just. I mean, I guess from there to what's it called, mask it and
try to control it.
But that's still just. I don't know. That just in a locker room when you're supposed to have camaraderie with guys, you just create more division. Right. That just seems weird.
And it's just so forceful too. That looks like so forceful with that shit.
Has Tom Brady got the shit? I mean, I know like some of the faces.
I
of the
doubt
league,
it.
Pat Mahomes.
Goddamn well.
Pat Mahomes
Tommy Hilfiger got that vaccination.
He ain't get it.
Tom Brady didn't get that shit.
Even if he said he got it.
Look, Tom Brady didn't go to see Obama in office, nigga. Like you think he gonna get the fucking vaccine? Like niggas was calling Tommy
Hilfiger got it.
Because he went
to go see Joe Biden.
But I'm saying though, but people were saying that he was racist because he refused to go see the black president. But the point I'm making, he's not afraid to go against the grain. That's the only point I'm just. He's not.
I hear that.
No,
I could agree with that.
Well, we'll see. We will see. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a drama-filled season, like every NFL season.
Oh yeah,
everything's drama. Everything's drama right now. Just like in the industry shit.
As long as all the Steelers are vaccinated, we Gucci over here. And
they're gonna have some shit. They're gonna have some shit.
It don't even matter though. Corey, that's the point. Like you can still get that shit.
Yeah. But they can play.
But we're not getting fined and we're not forfeiting no games.
So they can play infected.
That's right. And then
infect the other team.
That's right.
Nah, they can't.
Or they're gonna postpone their game.
They still gotta. I mean, if that's what I'm saying about the testing, though, you necessarily don't necessarily know when they actually contracted it because they're not getting tested on a day in and day out basis. They are only, but they have to pass 2 negative or 2 positive tests before they can actually get on the field. And that's I think. I don't know if it's the antigen test or the PCR test, but I think they have to pass the PCR
what's the
test.
PCR test?
That's like the main jump they've been using since since it
timing.
broke. But
in the nose shit.
Well, thanks for asking.
Yeah, right. So recently, the CDC said they're no longer using or recommend because they're not using it. They're no longer recommending the use of the PCR test for said shit. So they've been using this for a year plus, and now they backstepping. So, and this is on the CDC website if y'all want to look.
So the damn Q-tip in your nose.
So what exactly?
Secrets out, man. The shit ain't working.
So what exactly is the piece? What exactly is that test?
So that's a joint with the Q-tip in the nose, right?
All of them are.
The fucking brain trauma.
Right. So what's the new? What's the other joint y'all was saying?
A rapid test. I mean, all of them use a Q-tip.
I didn't. Have y'all all have y'all all been tested before?
So what's the? Yeah. I need to know.
I've probably been tested like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I've been tested.
Yeah. Just because I got the sniffles or some shit, I had to make sure.
I've been around people, so.
Yeah, I got tested a few times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, their basis of testing is now no longer being recommended for the masses for testing. So all this time they were saying, you know what I'm saying, everybody get tested, but the tool that they were using to get tested, they found does not work because they can't distinguish SARS, COVID from the regular flu. And maybe is that why the flu numbers were almost obsolete?
Yeah,
is that why?
Probably, exactly.
Right.
So basically that shit was like this nigga said COVID. Like basically it don't matter what it was. It was like COVID, no matter what. That's basically what
right. They was talking about that shit like they was talking about that shit like back in March or whatever. But now it's not. So now they're saying fuck it for real. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is clearly this is like the new 9/11, bro.
I told y'all.
It's so much shit. Like it's just too much shit that just don't make sense.
He got the Hell Hitler hand up.
Oh shit, I ain't peeped that. Yeah.
Bro, it's too much like shit that don't make sense with this whole situation.
And you already know. This is the creator of the PCR test. Anyone can test positive for practically anything with the PCR test. If you run it long enough with PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. It doesn't tell you that you're sick. The creator of the PCR test.
What the fuck is the PCR test?
So he basically saying I created some shit that don't really work, but it kind of works. Like, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like
it works if you want to make money off vaccines or pushing pills or whatever. Exactly. Some other shit. That's what it sounds like.
That's what that sounds like. Exactly.
I mean, I'm not going to like dismiss people that was getting sick because people definitely had
niggas on ventilators and shit. Yeah.
Ventilators or certain symptoms that's unique to COVID, the whole like loss of taste and all that shit. But people did have flu-like symptoms. People did have cold symptoms. People had no symptoms at all. So those numbers that said thousands, 100,000 people were sick. Maybe it was skewed.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Did any of y'all do that?
It was clearly skewed. Yeah.
Did y'all do that? What's it? The antigen or whatever test or whatever? Did y'all do that joint?
Antibody test. I want to get that test.
Antibodies.
Antibody. Yeah, that's what it is. Antibody test.
Yeah.
Did y'all do that joint?
Nah.
But this is like one of the only viruses you really can't do a blood test for, and that's kind of strange.
Huh.
For a virus.
What?
Yeah. Remember when it first came out and all the NBA players had it? Donovan Mitchell and stuff? Yeah. Did they have blood tests? No, they was going on symptoms.
What the fuck?
Google if you don't.
I'm gonna just stay my ass in the house, dog.
Well, either way, I definitely believe that our the boundaries that we have between ourselves and the government is definitely starting to get blurred a little bit. But
yeah.
Speaking on boundaries, in general, are there any more boundaries in society? Like, I know we all want to live our truth, but is there anything that we could all agree upon universally that should not be allowed? You know what I'm saying? Like, because just say the concept of living your truth, that is specific to every individual person, which means that there is, their truth that's up to them. So, is there any boundaries where we can be like, as a society, no matter what your truth is, you can be like, okay, this shit you can't do. Like, what do y'all think about that?
I would say I was with what you just said. I would say there's not enough boundaries. People don't have enough boundaries. Especially speaking on you saying speaking your truth and all that shit. Bringing up like recently in the news, what the baby and what's the dude, the Lil Nas X,
man name.
want to speak his truth, and I don't even consider speaking his truth. It's just you want to do some wild ass shit. What did he say? He said he gonna do. I forgot the dude's name, the other guy's name, or whatever. He's gonna do some show butt ass naked or whatever the fuck. and the LGBTQ folks are saying, oh, he's speaking his truth. No, you're not speaking no truth. It's like we know you gay, bro. It's you don't got to do all that extra shit. You don't got to do that extra shit. Now you're doing too much. You're doing the most.
Yeah, we know you got the support behind it.
Yeah.
Now you wilding a little bit,
bro. Too much, man. It's
it keeps running back to the same issue. Like, oh, I'm trying to express it. Like, we know. Like, damn, bro. Like,
man.
That's what I mean. Like, where's the filter? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Some of that should be.
That's why there's not enough boundaries. Yes. Where's the filter at? Where's the filter at?
Some of that should be wild.
A lot of it, not even some. A lot of it.
You saw the new video?
Oh hell no!
Nah,
I ain't watched that.
I couldn't even see the whole. Nah, no.
I
seen
like
on Snapchat. I seen like a screen joint or whatever, like a blurred screen or whatever.
The screenshot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I seen the screenshot. I was like, come on.
Exactly.
Bro. I seen like
and was crazy
snaps on Snapchat.
What's crazy is I saw like a quote from Jake Harlow at first, and he said, "Oh, if Nas asked me to do da 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 da, I do it." And I was thinking, I was like, "Oh, Nas directed a new video," so I went to go research, and he's like, "I'm like, oh, he's talking about Little Nas X." What the fuck? Like I was thrown all the way off by that. I'm like, oh, he got shit with Nas. My he kind of hyped too. I was like, oh yeah, Jake Harlow got some shit with Nas. Yeah, but like I'm telling you, and then after I looked at the quote, I was like, oh, like he would have did whatever in this video. I was like, this is the shit he was talking about, because he was like, yeah, I would have did a shower scene if Nas would have asked me. I was like, oh, Nas must have made some. Buddy. I'm thinking like some belly gangster ass crazy shit, crazy ass. Like, man,
like he so disappointing. Stabbed up in the shower or something. You know, like a
I just really thought.
All right.
He said Nas, like Nas, not Lil Nas X. And then when I saw the video come on, I was like, oh my God, this nigga was talking about Lil Nas X.
P, the same thing happened to me, yo. They did that shit on purpose. Just saying Nas. They did that on Nas, swear to God, they did that shit on purpose. It just said Nas.
They had to have. That's why I appreciate just seeing that little screenshot just enough to know that I do not want to watch this shit. That's
right.
It. Go ahead, B.
Go ahead, B.
Hold on. What boundaries are like important to y'all then? Like, if there's no boundaries in society, what boundaries are important to y'all?
Well, I say this, right, because Lil Nas X basically was talking about. He was basically saying like, I do this shit because it's the same shit y'all do. Like, y'all do it in a heterosexual way, but it's the same shit. Now, even now, I'm saying that's what he's saying, but let's just
I ain't never seen no butt ass.
I know. I've never seen this. I saw it in that one Shake It Fast video with Mystical back in the day, where Karen Steffens was butt ass naked in that video. Like, all the girls had clothes on, and Karen Steffens was the only one just naked. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this though. But I will say this: I do think that that kind of opens the door. You know what I'm saying, to even allow like the shit that he pulling now, because it's like. It's like that conversation when we talk about you can only serve, you can't serve two masters. It's like, nigga, either you're gonna be all the way out, you're gonna be all the way in, because the moment you start opening the door and be like, okay, but this is okay. Like if I swipe that credit card through that girl ass, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but then you can't do this though. It's like, would you want your daughter's ass or a nigga to swipe a credit card through your daughter's ass? Fuck no, you wouldn't. So why is it okay for us to do it to other niggas' daughters? Or why is it okay for us to present other females that way? Because as much as we clap and applaud for that shit, ain't no nigga like, yeah, go ahead, baby, twerk that ass for that money. Like, ain't nobody doing that shit with their fucking daughter. So think about that shit. So at the end of the day, if we gonna set boundaries, if it's not okay for your children, you probably shouldn't be okay for nobody else's kids. If you wouldn't let your daughter do it, but then you celebrate that shit in another light, you wouldn't let your son do it, but then you celebrate it in another light. That's what opens the doors for this nigga to do this type of shit. So if we over here getting all mad and upset and oh my gosh, what is he doing? It's like the nigga basically saying, like, as much as I thought that was some wild shit, I was like, you know what, he kind of right. Like, why y'all can do it, but I can't? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
I know. I know where he was coming from with that shit too.
You would not allow your children to see that. You would not allow your kids to do that. You know what I'm saying? And if I turn my face away from the camera. And then your kids is watching. You got your 5-year-old son or your 5-year-old daughter watching some super sexually suggestive shit, and you be like, nah, that's okay. Go ahead and watch that. I mean, I don't know. Explain it. Let me know what I'm missing here.
Are we talking about this dude? We talking about this dude?
We just talking. No, I'm talking about how like a big pimping video can lead to fucking what Lil Nas X did. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't
know. But
it opens doors.
I'm thinking on an aspect. What if BET Uncut was still going right now? That shit would be fucking.
Man, please.
That's what I'm saying, Randall. Last week you was like, all right, Lil Nas X or a couple weeks ago, you was like, Lil Nas X trying to be a bad bitch. Meg be doing that shit. Fucking be doing that. That's the same shit.
I don't know, cause there's the little snippets I seen on Snapchat. This man is walking through the prison yard and telling motherfuckers to hold his pocket, like, you know what I'm saying.
Like on some jail shit.
Yeah, you know what that means, right? And then the showers come on. So that's that's almost like a rape fantasy or some shit like that.
And then they're naked dancing in the showers.
You want to go to jail. You want to go to jail.
Right. I mean, you're right. I mean, you're right. It could be, but like I said, that shit wouldn't have been able to got to that point.
Yeah, but like people
already had a certain standard set in place, so he would have already known he can't do that shit.
I'm just saying, like, you know how some people like a lot of like abused children, in that, that preference come from that. So are you tying those two together? That's how I'm looking at it. Like abused children kind of end up being, gay or, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So are you tying those two together? That's how I was looking at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know about that part of the video. I didn't know about that part, but I mean, either way, like I said, I think if we have certain shit where it's like, all right, no matter what, we're not going to do this, then you can't leave the door for a nigga to say, oh, you did it, but so why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you already had that shit set in stone and be like, no matter what, we're not going to do this on any level, man, female. We're not going to change the rule based on gender.
Yeah.
We're not going to change the rule based on your, you know what I'm saying, age, whatever the fuck it's going to be. No matter what, no matter who, this is the rule. Then it wouldn't allow space for that sick shit that this nigga put out. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been no space for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, nigga, I grew up, I watched these videos, I enjoyed all that shit, like y'all. But at the end of the day, it's like, maybe that's what opened the door. Because it seems like we keep going down this level of more and more provocative. Like it just keeps getting more and more.
But who is doing it on that level?
It's just sex.
I did see Lil Baby, not Lil Baby, the Baby video today, and his genre is OC, just like that.
The Baby or Lil Baby?
The Baby.
Yeah,
like he in jail.
The jail shit.
Yeah, he getting top.
One of them children.
Like his genre is OC, so it's like pretty much like a mirroring image of Lil Nas jump.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
And he's just all of a sudden scrutinizing all this other shit.
Yeah, so it looked like they doing like a rollout together. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
And he just got stamped by 50, like not even like a week ago. All types of shit.
I mean, WAP just came out earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just another version of that shit. I guess you would say, you know, just a homoerotic version or homosexual version of that shit. I guess. I don't know.
I don't see the arousal appeal though, man. That shit not.
I don't see this shit lasting long though. I don't see this shit lasting long though, because it's like
it's only gonna get worse.
It's not his music.
But they started with us though. They started with us. We was the first, I guess, guinea pigs or whatever to see all this shit or whatever, and like we see it when we I think we all had the same feelings about the WAP joint. It's like, come on, man, it's like it's unnecessary. Mm-hmm. And then you got this little Nas X motherfucker coming out here with this, you know, we don't participate. You know what I'm saying? We not saying forget that side, that group or whatever, but it's like, come on, man, it's unnecessary. We don't need to see all that shit. I mean, think about it. When we don't see it lasting long. When we was coming up, we used to watch MTV's Spring Break and Spring Bling
when they used to have the little the girls used to be kissing videos, girls. So you
white t-shirt contest.
Wet t-shirt contest. So you went from Madonna kissing fucking Britney Spears on stage at a music award show to now fast
open
forward
that Pandora's box.
Kissing the man. That's what I'm saying. We opened that Pandora's box. So now anything
that is true though.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, like if we would have already had boundaries set and be like, no matter what, we're not going to do this, then he wouldn't have no space. Because now a nigga could be like, well, it's like almost when you're raising your kids, it's like, oh, well, you did it, mom, so why can't I do it? It's like, nah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of shit. You got to set the example first.
All right, so at what point, because we're talking about boundaries, at what point is there a line crossed? Because we're allowing, you know, X, Y, Z. At what point?
That's what's happening, man.
I would say anything that if you don't think it's healthy for children to see, if it's not good for the mental development of children, I think that all across the board that shouldn't be what. Even if,
but don't you think is slowly getting there? Because the whole, you know, sex ed and, you know, elementary school, there's certain countries that consider, you know, relations with younger people as like a sickness or, you know what I'm saying, or a disability, and they need help and stuff like that instead of putting them behind bars and shit like that. I think it's slowly, like, I don't know, it's just only going to get progressively worse.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think that is an example. That little Nas X video is an example of where we're going as far as like our morals socially. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I'm not judging little Nas X worse than any other nigga out here that be doing like provocative shit. But what I'm saying is that it's only going to keep getting worse the more that, you know, we kind of, it's like if we set a standard where it's like, I can
do docile again.
Yeah, this is the version of us being docile. It's like, nigga, they're basically begging us to check them. You know what I'm saying?
And nobody's saying nothing.
What more do we need to do for y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all just go along with anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to say, who needs to check them? I think this might sound wild, but I think females need to come out there and check shit like this. Because they like, quote unquote, like, they like their closest ally for real. Like why like mothers and shit like that not checking shit like this?
Yeah, he's talking about especially for the vaccines.
Where his mama at?
I know where you coming from.
Because when we say shit like this, we're like, oh, you're homophobe. Oh, you're you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Women can pretty much.
And I don't care.
If y'all friends is gay.
If y'all care about the family as much as we do, like why don't y'all say nothing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, and like
everybody got if you don't got somebody in that community in your family, you know somebody at least.
Yeah, but it's just crazy how people getting canceled over that shit though.
And that's fine.
Jennifer was telling me it was a prominent transgender woman or a prominent transgender person that was out there actually talking about that shit, talking about how this is a bad look for them.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, he's like, they were like, it's literally too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? We understand and we identify and we accept you for who you are. But at the same time, like, this is too much. Like, you are shoving it
Too
down
early,
people's throat. Yeah, you are shoving it down people's throat as opposed to allowing yourself the opportunity. That is what you are. That is what you do. That is cool. But you're shoving it down people's throat, and that is not the way that it should be done. Pause. Yeah, pause. Yes.
But you're right though. You're right though, Alex, because I think I remember watching this Kwame Brown video. He said he had like a cousin that's gay, and he said his cousin don't agree with none of this pushing it down children's throats shit. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like literally though, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people in that community don't be with the projecting that this shit out into society. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might live that lifestyle, but they don't think that's what you're supposed to just be giving the kids. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to.
Because you don't even want that attention sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like a lot of people, I think it's almost like a loud minority because I think just anybody with common sense, no matter what your sexual identity you choose, you're gonna be like, like, come on, bro, that's too much. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like how many times, like, bro, we've been watching rap videos with women in their videos, like it's you niggas don't be going that hard, like Lil Nas did. I ain't never I think like I said, that Shake It Fast video was probably the only video where like a woman was straight up.
To where it was like shock value and shit.
Yeah,
that shit,
was the only video I can think of where she was just butt ass. Yeah. That's it.
And that's what I mean. That was on some heterosexual shit. Not even like,
That was still hetero, yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean though.
Because I be like you said, I don't care about anybody's orientation. Whatever you do is what you do. It's just like sometimes when that shit is just blasted like directly to me, I just be taken back a little, like, oh shit, like because that's not the norm for me. That ain't no shit I research. That's nothing I see on the daily, like anything. So I mean,
just in general, we criticized the WAP video, like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, that shit was still over the top. You know what I'm saying? So it's not it has nothing to do with the the sexual preference and shit. It's more about like raunchiness projected out that kids could potentially see. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
they gonna see it too.
Yeah.
Are there any other boundaries besides that? Like I feel like along with the whole vaccine shit and it being pushed on us now, like what's your boundary? Like when are we gonna say this is enough?
Choice, bro. Yeah. I feel like if there's no choice, then that's definitely invading on your boundaries, nigga. You don't even have the option. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
I think that's the main thing right there.
For real. I feel like that too, man. It's almost like taking away your rights slowly, and it's almost like that martial law shit. You said niggas was like really trying to come door to door on some shit, like some military. Just I don't know. That sounds like some Anne Frank shit. Crazy. Anne Frank, a great book, by the way.
Yeah, this is a wild email. But yeah, any other boundaries y'all got set?
Like I said, I think it's all about the kids, bro. Like, that's the future. That's the future, cuz.
Yeah, you are right.
Sure they straight. It's all about the kids. As long as we make sure we protect the minds and spirits of the other kids, and then do what the fuck you want to do, but just keep it behind doors, keep it away from the children. That's the how I look at it.
No, I agree with that.
Do y'all remember though? Like, my bad, Al, but do y'all remember, like, back in the day, videos was actually getting banned? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the Madonna joints, and her shit was blocked off or whatever. They was actually banning videos. They're not doing that shit no more.
But also
they normalize sex.
But also don't even forget about banning videos. Don't forget Uncle Luke. His whole shit was, his CD was banned before.
Uncle Luke was
the president.
And in the USA.
He was the nigga that opened the box for real, Uncle Luke.
Yeah. So
hell yeah. Bust that shit open, literally.
Yeah. I think one of the other boundaries that I think that society needs to make sure we keep a hold on is fact checking. Like, not only fact checking, but being able to differentiate the opinion versus the fact, or what is presented as a fact. You know what I mean? Whereas though, like we're presenting quote unquote factual numbers about, or right now we can just talk about we're presenting factual numbers about COVID. However, they can be skewed. In which we just talked about, like the percentage of people who actually had COVID as opposed to percentage of people who had other things, or you know what I'm saying, and any other thing where we talk about like the highest ranking movie that just raked in over the first 2 days, and that's not a. I mean, although it's a fact, it's a the numbers were skewed so that it could show that it was whatever like that. So I think that's the, and especially like when it comes from like prominent TV personalities or prominent personalities on news personalities, in which you're fear mongering people sometimes, especially like with crime data, with crime data and different things of that nature. And yeah, so I think that's one of the things that I think a boundary that
fake
probably.
News. You're basically saying fake news, like this. Basically, the media you bullshitting, pretty much telling us anything they want to hear. I do, but and the thing is, wasn't there a law that was passed that basically said the media doesn't have to tell us the truth? I forgot there was an act. I forgot the name of it.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago too.
The media doesn't necessarily have to tell us the truth. I forgot what the fuck name of the act. I'm pissed off.
Smith-Mundt Act.
Smith-Mundt Act. Yeah, that shit. But so yeah. I agree with that. That's definitely a violation on our boundaries, because these niggas could literally feed our mind with bullshit, and with no
and people be believing it
with no repercussion, So yeah, I agree with that shit. And they already know they're put in place for us to trust them, and then y'all just gonna lie to us. It's like
exactly, like, come on, bro. And you're put in place to be what's the damn fucking word I want to not be to not be on either one side or the other. You're supposed to just report the straight up facts. It's not supposed to be like skewed towards whatever you believe.
Opinionated.
They're supposed to give us the option to choose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I would say in sports journalism, that's changed a lot. Like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, these niggas don't.
Yeah, because you already know.
From motherfuckers that never played.
They give you the narrative that niggas want to hear.
Like they literally, they might as well be one of us. Like, because they don't, their opinions be like blatantly biased. You know what I'm saying? They don't even try to hide that shit.
But I feel like they do that to stir up the debate and the conversation for shit too, though. They kind of have to do that now. Ratings and all this other shit involved.
A lot of them niggas ain't even play no high school ball though. So
at all.
College either.
Come on.
Yeah. That shit's real too.
Have you heard Louis Riddick talk about COVID and the vaccine and stuff? He is terrible. He's terrible. And I like that.
I like Louis Riddick too.
Yeah, he is terrible with it. He's terrible with it. The whole pro football talk media outlet terrible with it. They're garbage. Like they're so opinionated. I hate that shit.
Yeah,
Jamel Hill, terrible.
Jamel Hill.
You already know she's the worst. They're gonna get her shit.
Y'all don't like Jamel?
Nah, she just rides everything on what's.
Like, I feel like sometimes she's just extra, man. Like not even trying to be like on no sex or shit. She just like
it's related, COVID related.
She's a human being like everybody. Like she could be criticized,
but she's always in the know. Like she just always like I don't want to say camera whore or anything. She be dragging attention, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Because some of that shit don't even add up. It just be babble. A lot of these motherfuckers just be talking.
Yeah.
And she got to keep feeding her following.
So y'all want to talk about this? This wasn't the topic, but I mean, we here. I mean, shit.
Let's go with it.
Simone Biles. She withdraws from the all-around gymnastics competition.
Let's talk about this shit,
boy.
Yeah, we
to focus on her mental health.
Man, silent about this in the group chat. I thought this was going to be a conversation in the group chat. So what's up?
I mean, if you got certain things to deal with, mental health is real. People kind of like overlook mental health, but at the same time, if you're a professional, people deal with stuff in your professional life. You gotta overcome these things, and you gotta. This is my personal opinion. I don't have the luxury of using mental health days. Michael Jordan didn't, use the excuse to come through. I don't know, maybe because she's not paid to. You're not paid to compete in Olympics, but you have sponsors and stuff that pay you,
endorsements,
and stuff like that. So maybe it's not taken that serious. But at the end of the day, if you got a goal, if you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you got a goal. You want to inspire other people up under you. You got a certain standard of performance. You gotta come through, I believe. But I do, agree. You do need to take those days off, but some people aren't allowed the luxury to take days off. So that's how I feel about it.
Right. Man. I think that those mental health days are about to be integrated into the workplace.
Shit, I hope so. Shit.
Maybe. Yeah, because this ain't the first time.
I'm gonna run it.
Like,
exactly.
And you also gotta remember though. You also gotta remember it's like it's not like she doing this shit like 9 to 5 or whatever. It's like this shit is just like it's just like this month or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Even more to show up.
Yeah, but
I feel like this Tokyo trip, it might have been more shit against like black people doing this stuff or like the competition, or maybe she dealt with some shit off scene.
Her specifically, wasn't she supposed to be retired at one point though? I thought she wasn't coming back.
She's still young though. She's not even old.
Yeah, I know,
but I get it. But she was supposed to be but as far as gymnasts, when you in your 16s and 17s or whatever, but when you get into your 20s, you supposed to be old.
True.
You old.
But no, I don't think
it ain't like football or basketball or no shit.
I still don't think this is gonna be it for her. I think everybody kind of took a break on this fucking Olympics, like for real. I don't know what's up. Everybody looking a little janky.
I told you I give her the pass. I give her the pass because they mentioned the twisties on her 24. Ass.
When this joint was over, like when
she old.
When on the press conference when she was talking, she was like literally like, "Yeah, I wasn't playing at my best. The team lost a few points off for me because I wasn't performing my best. I didn't want to hurt the team any further. So I decided I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm just gonna let my girls take care of it because I wasn't performing at my best." Like I can understand if it was one thing where like she was going through something before she actually was in the competition that was fucking with her and was like, I can't perform tonight because something's going on with me mentally. She came out there, performed, and quit in the middle of the competition. Like if your mental health issues were that bad, you probably wouldn't even be able to come out on the fucking what's it called to perform.
I thought about that too.
Literally watched Vontae Davis go into the locker room at the halftime of whatever game he was in. Nigga came back out and quit in the middle of the fucking game. Everybody all across the board was shitting on this nigga. Like, damn, you just gonna quit on your team like that? Da, 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 da. So I'm just like, what is the difference here? I just want to understand because, like, where else can a man or anybody, fuck that, where can a man quit in the middle of a fucking competition where he got other people who depend on him and it's okay? Just let me know. Give me one example. If y'all can just give me one, then I'd be like, all right, okay, maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe did wrong, and the chips were stacked against him, and he still came out. Remember that Dave Chappelle skit?
or not even just. Here's an even better example. We've been watching sports our whole life. How many times have you seen, like on the track and field, somebody fall, scrape, bump they, fuck their knee up, hurt their ankle, and they limp across the competition over, and they just limp their ass all the way over to the fucking finish line. We'd be like, oh shit, they show hard. Oh, look at that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Right. So why are we celebrating this shit? That goes against everything we've been raised our whole life. It's like, nigga, even if you lose, finish the fight, finish the race. You know what I'm saying? It's like when do we start
persevere?
That's the American, that's the American way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I did think about that too.
Like she even said out her mouth, she said, I think it shows that I'm a great competitor by the fact that, a great competitor doesn't afraid to sit out the big ones. It's like, what? Like, nigga, that's what you live for. The big fucking moments.
They still got that silver.
Like,
they got silver.
How does that not apply to Simone Biles? Like, that applies in sports all across the board. But for this one specific situation, it don't apply. I'm confused. I don't know,
bro. She just wasn't feeling that. I feel like athletes about to start using that shit as like that. Not an excuse.
If LeBron came into the game was like started 0 for 15, it was like, oh shit, I'm hurting my team. You know what, guys? I'm starting 0 for 15. I didn't have my 4 turnovers, guys. I'm hurting my team. I'm just gonna sit this one out because you know what? I'm not right in the head. That's what's going on. That's why I'm missing every shot and getting turnovers because I'm not right in the head, guys. Mental health. I'm gonna sit out. LeBron James could never get away with that shit. Like, come on.
Nah, but it's a little different though. It's a little different.
It's a world scale.
It's a little different though.
How?
Well, that's what I was saying when they was talking about she got the twisties or whatever. I don't know the actual scientific name of the shit, but when she was going up and doing the flips and shit, she was losing her place or whatever, and not sure how to actually land or whatever the fuck. And she could have, you could fucking break your neck or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? That's different from LeBron James not being mentally sound or whatever. He's not going out here and making his shots or whatever. That's different.
I don't know. That's her
he can go
sport,
out here.
though.
He can go out here and have
But
I'm saying
That's her craft. That's
my point. That's my point. That's her craft.
So fucking
that's her
perfect.
craft. That's my point.
She's the GOAT.
She is the shit.
Yeah.
And
if she said she's not feeling it, if she said she's not feeling it, I might fucking break my neck out this joint.
Would Tom Brady do that?
But nigga,
Tom Brady do that?
I'm telling you, Simone not feeling it is still better than most of these girls, bro. She just wasn't perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Simone is so great. It's like that was like probably one of her worst performances, and she just quit because she had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Like, the girl is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's still better than most of these girls.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was just her just saying I'm having a bad day though. I don't think it was just that. I don't think it was just that simple though. I think it was literally concerns of safety. If she doesn't know where the fuck she's landing at, she's getting fucking dizzy up there and shit or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? She could literally like not just end her career, but like have a life altering injury if she don't know where the fuck she landing at. You know what I'm saying?
And they said she was going through that shit before, like even before like warm ups and everything. Like she was literally like warming up, maybe before warming up, but was like, I'm not feeling that. I'm going to try to go give it a run, but I don't think I can do it. And then she went and tried, and that's when she gave up, or not necessarily gave up, bowed out bowed up, gave up, whatever. She bowed after that first event. But like Corey's saying, like you talk about going up and jumping up, and I mean, like, granted, anybody can say that in the team aspect, like Tom Brady or anybody saying like, I'm not filling up the task, I'm not filling up the part today, I'm going to sit out.
Bad.
Right. But because like with a team, I mean, with football, you already know, like, you know what I'm saying, any one hit or anything like that could end not only your career, but probably anything else. But it's the same with boxing. But I think you also, I think you do got to be a little bit sympathetic to somebody who has done it at elite level, and like you literally have done it at an elite level, and the same done it at an elite level for so long. And if you just say like, today I couldn't do it, like, I think we have to honor that and respect that the same way. But at the same token, like the same way you talking about it's an individual sport, like with Serena, when she was diagnosed, or not necessarily diagnosed, sorry, completely wrong terminology. When she found out she was having a baby, when she was found out she was pregnant, like she still won Wimbledon or won one of those major tennis. Or
I think it was Wimbledon.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like different times and different people. But at the same time, like Simone, we also know Simone is going through, her family been going through a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
Like, remember, I think her, I hope I don't speak wrong, but I think her brother or somebody was like,
and the whole thing she did with,
hey, so she went through with the coach. Nobody else on these Olympic teams got shit going on in their family, in their life. Everybody on the planet got some shit going on, bro.
A lot of shit got to do with that whole coach documentary shit, though.
Man.
Yeah, the coach,
Yeah. The coach got a documentary. He offed himself after they found out all the deets and everything. Well, I mean, I don't even know if that's for real, too. That's like a little... that whole story is a little crazy.
Shit going on in their personal
she didn't even look
confident and they have to persevere through that shit.
But see, everybody has different things, but everybody also reacts and everybody also goes through different things. I mean, goes through things differently. So the same way, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
pick her up too.
Some people have been trained to like literally focus and go through that shit. Like the same way we talk about Jordan, we talk about all these other competitors have been trained to go through and fight through, and like regardless of what's going on outside of the field, outside of the court, outside of the lines, like you have to persevere when you're playing your professional sport or your dedicated sport. Some people literally have just been like, man, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not your day, and especially in this new tournament, especially in this
all these niggas. If you any nigga
especially if it's gonna
quit,
put my life in danger.
I don't want to hear no criticisms about Ben Simmons. I don't want to hear no criticisms about any nigga that has a mental breakdown in any pressure moment in sports going on for the rest of our lives. If y'all niggas go,
it's always gonna be that though.
Y'all making excuses, but I know y'all niggas ain't going to use this same shit for everybody.
They talking about Simone right now.
This is only about Simone. This is not like a universal perspective and it goes the same for everybody. Because I've never heard nobody giving this much fucking empathy towards a man in the same situation. Ben Simmons was getting trashed about a couple of weeks ago. Vontae Davis when he did Century was getting trashed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like all of a sudden everybody deals with shit differently.
Simone.
Like we all know that people deal with shit differently, but niggas don't get that benefit of the fucking doubt. The average
I can only speak for
that shit.
They don't though.
I can only speak for myself, but I know when Vontae went through that shit, like I laughed and you laughed through that shit, but at the same time you respect that decision just because like if that nigga say that nigga can't go out there or he don't want to go out there and play with the Bills because like he's not feeling it, like you gotta respect that shit the same way I feel like you gotta respect this shit. Like
but look, she in the press conference when she was talking was like, yeah, we're not having fun. This is like, nigga, nobody else is having fun. Like she was like, yeah, this has been stressful. Nigga, you ain't the only Olympic athlete and y'all ain't the only Olympic team. You still gotta fucking perform. Like that ain't no excuse.
Did she
probably chose the wrong words.
Let me get this story straight. Did she have like a physical ailment that was hindering her?
No.
Okay.
She said no.
All right.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say like if it was that, then like of course you can't because you're gonna be thinking about that and then you're probably gonna get hurt. But
overcompensate.
But they say sports is 90% mental. 10%
You're right.
All our
right.
lives through sports, one of the biggest fucking things they talk about in sports is mental toughness. That is like literally the number one rule.
And that's very true.
Like nigga, the reason they make you run sprints at the end of practice is to make you more mentally stronger because when you get to that time where you're tired,
that's why people love the underdog too.
You gotta learn to fight through it. You know what I'm saying? That like literally football, basketball, almost every sport you play, they teach you like nigga when the going gets tough, you gotta find that place deep within your fucking soul, and you gotta keep it moving. So it's
hey,
like,
Marcus,
you gotta strap up. You right though,
Marcus. You're completely right. You're completely right. But can I counter that? Can I counter that thought with this right here? The same way we always talk about like when guys fall down, and the same way we always have trained and and conditioned guys to when guys fall down is get your ass up, get up, fight through it. Don't show no weakness. Where at the same time, if a guy and a girl fall, you have twin children right now. If you were to have twin children and a guy and your son were to fall down and your daughter were to fall down at the same exact moment, most of the times, not necessarily you, but most people will be like, "Hey, boy, get up, girl, let me coddle you." And that's the only thing I'm saying because she's a woman. I don't know this for a fact, but so her the way she might have been brought up is, if you're not feeling it, if you're not up to task, guess what? You don't have to do it. But the same token, her twin brother would have been like, nah, get your motherfucking ass out there and perform regardless, one way or the other, how you're feeling.
Right.
I agree.
So what you're saying is a double standard, and I agree.
Realm, though. That is, I agree with that. Like maybe in life, yes, we do treat our daughters a little softer and shit like that. But in the sports realm, when it's competition, no, that shit don't fly. Like nah. When it's competition,
you gotta be a gladiator.
Whether it's my son or daughter, she's not gonna be a quitter, nigga. That goes against the whole concept of victory and team. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you supposed to. How you gonna quit? These niggas is depending on you. How you gonna quit on them? You know what I'm saying? You got in the football world, you got niggas sacrificing themselves, smashing their heads into people to win the game, and you just gonna quit. Like the same thing. These other girls, like she talk about her mental health issue. There's other girls out here hopping on fucking votes who could fall on their fucking neck, but they still go out there and perform. You know what I'm saying?
Right. These
probably know they're not even up to the same level as your ass.
These third world countries and shit like that. But also, I did hear like a story of like they, like I don't know, is this true? Like they like the judges and stuff, like really wasn't scoring her properly because she's so talented. They never seen like it was like a curve in the grading. Yeah, it was a curve in the grading. So
that's probably real. I mean, that does make a lot of sense, but that don't mean you quit, nigga.
Right. That means you stay there, you hold it down.
You hold it down.
You show them what's coming up for the future.
You persevere.
At the end of the day, it's all perseverance. She's like this is what I mean. She's a top. She literally is arguably the best female athlete in the world, nigga.
She is.
Like Simone
She's
is
the
fucking
top
incredible
gymnast
at what she does. So it's like to see her quit. Like another young girl be like, oh man, this is getting hard. Mental health issues. That's the problem. It's not because it's hard. It's
you're right.
Like I'm not going to try because Simone Biles did it, and she's at the top of her sport. So like, nah, mental health issues. All right, that's what it was.
The thing about what she got to deal with compared to them
not because I had an off day, it's mental health issues.
She probably got to deal with so much shit outside of that though too. Like like sponsorship stuff, everything.
Then why be great? At the end of the day, why be great? Like that's what comes with the territory. If you don't want what comes
I don't want to give bullshit, you're right. Because I agree with you.
Hey, listen to this. I
feel like this though. I do feel like this. I feel like she does have a responsibility, just like you said, to the youth and whoever she's like, looked up to as an outlet, for perseverance and shit like that. Because she has been killing it. And, it's just, I don't want to say unfair, but when you face adversity, you got to show, you know what I mean? You're worthy of these crowns you've already been crowned with, you know what I mean?
Listen to this, though.
You can't just take the good out of greatness, bro. This negativity comes with greatness, bro. You get a lot
of case of the twisties.
That's what makes you great, too.
That's what,
A case of the twisties. Simone Biles said in the morning practice that she had a little bit of the twisties. The twisties are a mysterious phenomenon. Suddenly, a gymnast is no longer able to do a twisting skill she's done thousands of times before. Your body just won't cooperate. Your brain loses track of where you are in the air. You find out where the ground is when you slam into it.
I can't.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
I can't relate.
I can't either, but I'm not gonna say it's not what she said it was.
It's not even about.
It's different than the basketball players and the football players.
Just hold it down for your team. Finish the joint with your team, man. Just hold them. They y'all practice every day. Y'all sacrifice for each other. Sacrifice to your team. You the best in the world. This, that, and third. Just hold your team down. You don't have to win the gold. You don't have to be perfect. Just hold your team down.
All right. So, but
listen to this. Last thing. Gymnastics is obviously physically demanding with a high injury rate, but it is extremely difficult psychologically as well. Many of the skills could kill you. When Kevin Durant's foot was off, listen. When Kevin Durant's foot was off,
like let's be honest, are we defending quitting on your team, or are we just trying to change the rules for Simone? Like
look, when Kevin Durant's foot was off by an inch in Game 7 of the NBA's Eastern Conference semifinals, his shot was worth 2 points instead of 3, and the Brooklyn Nets lost in overtime. When Riley McCuster's foot was off by an inch on her beam dismount at the 2017 American Cup, she slammed backwards onto her neck and then rolled over it. It's the gymnastic shit is crazy, dog. It's
hard to compare that too. Yeah, I get it.
The only thing I was gonna say is like, yes, she quit on her team, but at the same time, she helped her team win. Like I think with the ability to help her team come in second, because I don't
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I've seen so many posts, and like she broke her shit. She broke her shit, and then she came back. But like
she came back and did her thing.
Yep. She done for the rest of the jump.
And they was like,
she come back.
She come back, but she's crying. Mm-hmm. She's crying and everything. And then they say she ended up having to like retire. I forgot how old she is, but she ended up retiring not too much longer after these Olympics. And like if that's your like she landed on her ankle.
That ankle hurt.
And then they was like,
she a legend though.
She done now. Yeah, she done now. Come and get me. Come and get me.
And exactly. Her manager fucking had to come and pick her up. Yes, they clinched the goal, but look, like, and then she had to retire after that. Like, I understand, like the legend that is.
She was already fucking hurt.
She got hurt.
She got hurt and did one after that.
Simone
she did a joint after that. She did a joint after that.
Hey, Simone's so elite. Simone's so elite that she knew she should not go out that joint.
No, but that's
what
I'm saying.
Like, so many times, why am I gonna go out here and really?
I feel you, young. Sometimes when you ain't hitting them free throws, and you hurt your team. You might have to just. Like, I feel you. I get it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's an L you can't even take. You gotta take the L just missing them shits.
I get it.
That's 50-50.
But look. So if she
shouldn't be missing free throws though.
By her taking herself out of the game, by her taking herself out of the equation, she allowed her team to still win win silver because I don't know how the scoring works. But if she'd have went out there and she'd have fucked some shit up, like literally, like if she'd have actually failed as opposed to like whatever, that stumble, then they wouldn't even have the opportunity to win silver. And so why not take myself out of the equation? Like the same way if
she could have persevered and fucking killed it. You know,
but if the video Randall played, she didn't even. I ain't never seen Simone Biles land like that. The video Randall played, she stumbled and shit, almost fell over.
Yeah, that girl really hurt herself.
She was freaking out because she's so great that she was not perfect, and I think that bothered her because she's always fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl is phenomenal, bro. When you watch her, it's like no one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like she's
I'm not talking about the video that Randall just played. I'm talking about the earlier one he played of Simone Biles when she did her shit.
Oh yeah, she
almost fell. Yeah, she almost fell. I have never seen her land like that. Never. She's always perfect on the joint.
But even the lesser talents, if they would have stumbled like that, they would have still went through with the joint. Like if the lesser talents would have still just finished it because they not Simone Biles. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know it's like, hey, I got to do the best that I can.
This is my only time because they ain't got no golds. She got the golds.
The world is watching.
She done what she done. Yeah, this joint. She don't land like she don't even look confident, right? Look at her face. She don't look confident.
Yeah, she don't look like she feel like being out there.
I wasn't perfect. Oh man, that's all it was. Yo.
No, this is
she didn't even do it yet. This is before she go. She don't even look confident.
Obviously, it was already in her head that she was on top of her game.
Look. She don't never land like that. She don't land like that.
She was like, whatever.
Look at that face.
Let me get my ass up out of here.
Even the walk. So y'all nigga don't touch me.
There ain't nobody talk them down after that though. Hey, them track jackets are vicious. I need
just straight up USA shit. I got it.
I want to get one of your little masks.
Yeah, that mask. It was somebody had on a white mask on the podium.
Yeah, the white ones was tough.
For the swimming. Yeah, that shit was mean.
I want no mask. I want track.
The Sub-Zero Scorpion jumps. Them joints tough.
I'm done with masks. Until they mandate that shit again, I'm done with
that. That shit's coming soon. That shit's coming.
My man Biden
will deliver. You be getting looks off of that shit too. If you ain't wearing no mask, you be like, hold up, what the? Oh, you ain't wearing no mask out here?
You get looks regardless. If you get looks if you got a mask on, because if you got a mask on and people are vaccinated, then people are vaccinated, then you got a mask on. But if you don't got a mask on, people still gonna look at you. Yeah, it's weird.
Ain't nobody checking that shit.
All right, so yeah,
I know we've been on like this COVID shit for like a minute. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Definitely didn't change our overall perspective. You know, it's almost like a scar, like us dealing with this shit.
It is.
But, you know,
let them work. Let them work.
Even speaking on the time, you know, speaking on scars and shit like that, like, you know, do you think we just need more time to like just, you know, transition back into the real world, or just even in general, like the concept of time? Like, do you think time heals everything? You know what I'm saying? Do we need more time, you know, to get through this whole COVID situation to get us back into this to the real world, just outside of COVID, just in general? Do you think time heals everything in general?
Yes, man. Just because there's been so many different layers of shit that's been force fed over the time of COVID.
In general, though.
Sitting at home. In general, even a transition of a whole new president. All types of shit. Like there's levels of shit that's happening. Yeah. So I'm like, we definitely need time to digest it and understand what's really going on.
Does time heal everything?
But does it heal everything?
Yes.
Time heal everything.
Not everything. I mean, hey, I'm gonna be honest, it helps a lot. It goes a long way. I say 85% is time.
I believe time does heal a lot, but everything
not everything.
No, I know.
Like I said, I'm a motherfucker that hold grudges. Time don't heal everything.
Yeah, but over that time, don't you get to see like the different angles of shit too? Yeah, to make you like, I'm gonna still hold on to this, but if they don't bring up this aspect of other shit that's going on, I'm gonna have the upper hand. Yeah, so I understand. I understand that shit too. Yeah,
but it's still
time.
Time gives perspective, maybe.
Yeah,
that's a good
for
way.
Me, it does.
That's a good way to put
it.
Time gives
for me, it does, and that's why I was saying, just like even time to digest what's going on. We just move so fast. It's like we don't even get time to like halfway understand what's happening over here before we're moving on to the next. Just like even COVID, like now they got whole different strands of the shit. Everything else, the CDC is saying you could catch it if you're vaccinated. It's like, man, we didn't even digest last year
Right.
We didn't even have to deal with this shit. Now, just 6 months ago, people were rushing to get vaccinated. That shit ain't even helping.
Right.
It's just like so much stuff. That's why I'm like, I feel like the world we live in is crazy as fuck. Like, there's no way you can keep up. You just can't keep up.
Or even time gives clarity.
Yeah, that definitely. I think just maturity is
with
time, and through your maturity, you start to like see things a lot clearer through time and shit. So I do agree with that. I think as far as like time healing, healing everything. I think your differences between like your friends or like people your age, your cousins. I think you can get through that, but I feel like that childhood trauma, that shit takes a long fucking time. I don't think you ever get over your childhood trauma. You just kind of learn to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the one thing that time
or get over
heal.
it.
I don't think time really heals that shit because I feel like you was going through something before you had a complete understanding of what you was going through, and then you started like acting it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you said it perfectly. Like, to understand what you were going through, you have to first address these situations. A lot of people don't even want to do that. So like that first step that comes with it is like really the breakthrough step. Once you address that shit and like able to kind of handle like input and like just outside, just influence on the subject, you'll be fine. But I feel like a lot of people don't even want to take that first step, man. It's crazy.
You know what? The way I look at childhood trauma is like kind of like a knot. You know what I'm saying? It's like while you fall on the ground, hit your head, and while you developing, your brain is still developing. You develop a knot, and it's like even though you grow into adulthood, that knot is like still there. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, because you never healed it. You know what I'm saying? It's like while your skull was still forming, you got a knot, and now your skull formed into that knot. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So I kind of look at it like that. Because it's like you treated it because you didn't even know that you was going through the shit. You didn't know what it was, So
and it's funny you relate the knot to healing when you gotta heal emotionally, mentally with that shit. You know what I mean? Like that totally coincides and makes sense. Because that's what a lot of that shit's about is healing it, dog. Like once you address that shit, you have to be able to forgive. And I don't know what levels of shit. Yeah, exactly. Whatever level of your hardship it is, I don't know. But you gotta be able to forgive and like move forward of that shit and like just like I said, address that shit and like want to be better or like have a different direction after that. Yeah, we need a Dr. Phil segment, man. I could preach to him.
Yeah, I want to do that shit soon. Yeah. But I do feel, and not to get like morbid, like time heals when you're dealing with like grief of like a lost one. Time definitely heals as far as that.
What you mean?
I think that's the hardest one too because it's so close to you.
When you lose like a family member, friend, when they go to the upper room, time does heal.
Yep. Oh, I see what you're saying. You get over the bullshit a lot faster. That's what you're basically saying.
No. I'm talking about death.
That's what I'm saying. Like when somebody gone, you like kind of realize like all that shit I was tripping on didn't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You mean like that?
No, I'm just missing them.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
Time heals.
Oh yeah.
Time heals with that. Yeah, it could be a rough, hard. Whoa.
What's
that echo?
Is that a pause? That sounds like a pause.
That was almost a pause.
It was pause, but the subject matter is not a pause. So
I think time and action can heal a lot. I don't want to say everything, but time and action can heal a lot because like not only just the time need to go by sometimes, but also the action, an action to rectify the situation or action to make things better. But in some instance can heal a lot if that makes sense. So I mean, like if I don't know, like a fucking like a bad breakup, you know what I'm saying? Like the time can heal, but at the same time, some people still need that action. Whereas though it's like the closure or it's the closure or it's the actual action behind like taking steps forward to creating or developing a new relationship with somebody else or something like that. That can help with healing, with the healing process. But I don't know.
That was a good point. But does time heal everything? I think it helps a lot Definitely helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? But everything, I don't think so. Like I said, but I think it definitely does help a lot. You know, I think all of us. I think every human being on the planet has certain shit that they mental health. You know what I'm saying? Things that they gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying? But it just time helps in relationships. I'll say that much. I will say that. I will say that.
Man, yeah. I don't know. I like holding grudges. So, I will.
Yeah, but would you hold a grudge on somebody when you went to the drive-thru and your order was wrong? Like, what if they fucked up your order? Would you hold a grudge with that person? You'd be like, oh, it's just a human who made a mistake. It's okay.
Nah, because some people like making mistakes in that certain situation. So I don't know. That's on your. That's if they make a mistake in a drive-thru, you're not supposed to leave. You're supposed to settle the score right there by any means.
Hey, so real quick,
especially a Chick-fil-A.
Whose assignment is it to find out if the order is correct? Is it the driver's assignment or is it the passenger's assignment? You know what I mean?
Unless the driver put in your lap and don't pull off.
No. I'm saying the driver or the passenger.
They can't be.
It's the nigga who hands you the bag.
No. I get that. I know. I'm not talking about the employee. I'm talking about if me and Randall are in the car, right? Yes. And me and Randall at and I pass him the food. Yeah, even before, or after we drive off. After we drive off and we find out the order was wrong. Is it my fault as
the driver? You don't drive off. That's number one problem. You don't drive off.
You got the passenger's job to check that bag, though.
Because once the driver gets that bag, it's the passenger over to you, and then it's your job to figure that shit out.
But if the driver drives off, that's on him.
Yeah, exactly. If the driver drives off, yeah.
I always wait too.
Initially, it's on the passenger, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, just making sure.
But sometimes the driver might not get the passenger the opportunity to even look through this shit.
Exactly.
And that happens too. And that happens too.
I always wait.
It happens. But I learned from my mother because my mother was the type that will cuss a motherfucker out.
Yeah.
She always makes
That's the most embarrassing.
That should be embarrassing, bro.
Exactly. If they got to go back up to that window.
Till this day, bro. Till this day. I'm
scared of shit like that.
This
I'd be scared for them.
Hey, bro. Hey. Come back here.
Yep, bro.
Come back here. Yep. Exactly.
My parents.
Nope. Come to the window.
Nigga. Like when it came to if we went to a restaurant and that order wasn't right, them niggas used to double team them niggas. Like
But dog, I feel like women like that shit though. Women like that shit. That's their time to you know what I mean, insert themselves and act up. You know what I mean?
Bitch, that ain't the right cheese.
I told this nigga no onions. Hold up. Yeah,
There's onions all over this motherfucker.
Fuck around and get that bitch for free.
Nigga.
You get a coupon for next time too.
I've been traumatized at Phillips on Mother's Day, man.
Oh shit.
You know how Phillips is on Mother's Day, nigga. Phillips on Mother's Day.
And it was boosted because it was Mother's Day. Yes, you already know they're going super hard. And was she drinking?
Nah. She was on go. That's just how
you
she
lucky.
was. She was on go off regular. You know what I'm saying?
B, this your question, ain't it, B?
You say what?
This your question, ain't it?
What? Nah.
It ain't?
Nah.
But either way, on a scale from 1 to 10, how pissed are you though when you drive off and your order was wrong?
Very.
It don't never happen because I don't never drive off and look. And if it is wrong, I don't know, because I was recently in Covenant and you know how you make your whole little salad or whatever, green bowl, whatever, and you get to the end of the line, and they tell you they ain't got this ingredient, this ingredient. I was like, hold the fuck on now. Why don't y'all put this shit at the beginning of the line and tell y'all what y'all don't have? Y'all just ruined my whole order. I have this shit. I'm planning my taste buds for this, specific flavor, and y'all tell me at the end of the line y'all ain't got this, and this.
You call this a resort?
Y'all got to run it back. Y'all gonna give me some shit off. I'm
what's crazy? It was crazy.
I'm gonna lose, but I'm still gonna finagle some shit.
Sometimes when you say
on the finesse,
when you order something and you be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna check the bag. I trust that they ain't fuck it up. They ain't fuck it up. And you get home and that shit be fucked up. You be like,
but you know what it is? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what it is. I'm a nigga that I like having napkins with my shit.
Everything.
I like some condiments, all that shit.
You're not
if
gonna
I
disturb
order
my
like a
peace.
little pie, it better be a fork in there. Just simple shit. A lot of time, these kids don't include that shit. It be grown people too that just don't even like the job. But
I've been there.
Those simple things. Yeah,
Nigga,
like
I've
if I
been
was
working
like a
since
secret
14.
shopper,
I've been working since
14. That's what I'm
saying.
saying. If I was a secret shopper, OSHA would be eating. That's what I'm saying. Like I be dealing with so much bullshit. I'm like, yo, I should call OSHA on these niggas right now. Just to fuck them up.
Like, nigga, I hate when they be
I'm gonna shut your whole shit down.
Like, nigga, what do you have to lose?
All of
it
it
cost no more than a quarter. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Corey,
that's all.
Corey don't get
another sauce
because he ordered DoorDash. Whatever he get, he get.
He don't get. They be fucking it up though. Sometimes they be forgetting the whole entrees and shit. Sometimes I be ordering so much shit, but
that's where you get a one star and get your money back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get your money back though. They get your money back, but I still be mad as shit because I wanted them fucking ribs or whatever the fucking
exactly. And that's my thing. If that's your only job, is to complete the mission on this simple operation. You literally driving my food to me, and you forgot the goddamn food you're supposed to drive to me,
right?
And I'm gonna pay you because they be taxing on Grubhub and shit like that. I be seeing all them extra.
I needed 2 apple cider vinaigrettes, bro. I need 2 apple cider vinaigrettes.
How?
But
like,
then you got the whole COVID thing, though. You know what I'm saying? They sealing all the bags up, so they can't really check to see what the.
I give them no excuse. If that's my job, I'm gonna ask them, hey, you got 2 vinaigrettes in there? Last time I checked this motherfucker, he wasn't happy when I have 2. There's 2 in there, right? Okay, cool.
Order from no more though, because they be sealing the bags and then your food get there, it'll be all soggy from all the condensation and shit. I'll be like, nah, bro, I ain't ordering here no more. I'm gonna pick up.
Yeah, I do feel that. I don't
like that. That shit be your food be soggy as shit.
You got to comment. You got to comment, bro. You got to comment.
You got them wet wings.
Wet burgers, nigga. Wet burger is the worst shit on earth, nigga.
Like the steak and cheese back in the day.
Comment on the containers and shit. You gotta comment.
Wait, what's the secret? What I gotta tell them? Just tell them don't seal the joint or something. What you mean?
Well, no. They got after you get your order or whatever the fuck, they'll send you a little like a little text message or whatever asking you how was the order or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you comment and say that the fucking containers was fucking they were fucked up. The shit was all wet or soggy or whatever the fuck. They need to have better containers when they send their shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. I don't feel bad about shit like that either, because you providing a service,
and they will give you your money back.
Yeah, exactly. My opinion, my suggestions are enhancing your service that you ain't doing. Mm-hmm. So you can't take that shit personal. I don't understand that shit too. I'm like, bruh, y'all niggas like really, I could really go in on you, but I'm not even doing that shit. I'm just speaking to the subject that I need to. But the bitch at the window wasn't cool. Your head manager, I don't even know where they at. I'm talking to a 16-year-old right now about my order. I don't even like shit like that. Like I be like, like I could go in, but that's what I mean. It's like, nah, I'm being nice today. Just bring the pies, bro. Just make the pies, bring them.
It's been plenty of times I don't order Wendy's. Y'all know I get Wendy's. There's been plenty of times I don't order Wendy's, and then the Baconator, and I get my I ask for the spicy chicken nuggets, and they send me some regular ass chicken nuggets, and I be like, nope. I put that shit right on the joint. No, you ain't send me the shit that I wanted. I may eat them motherfucking chicken nuggets, but you ain't send me the spicy joints that I asked for. So they refund your money right back. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes them shits be closed before they supposed to even be closed. You know how motherfuckers be coming outside after the club? They just be shut down, but niggas is in the back. I be like, well, what's up with that shit?
Ain't doing shit. But y'all don't gotta earn your check out here.
They supposed to close because they trying to clean
up
and shit. So
I hate that shit.
Pet peeve, bro.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
2 minutes early.
I don't give a fuck if it's 5 or 2 minutes.
Some niggas will close a half hour early, nigga.
I'm at the door, nigga.
Yeah, you can't even go out to eat no more.
Yeah, you can't go out to eat. Yeah, everything closes at
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Like COVID got a curfew. Fuck y'all.
God damn.
All right, y'all. We worked today. We worked out. We worked out 6. We worked out 8.
COVID got curfew.
God damn.
I'm like, how these businesses be making money?
You got to
go so early.
And they be opening like at 3 o'clock now. They open at 3, 4 o'clock.
some of these companies are mysteriously surviving. It's like, nigga,
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Yeah,
that loan holding up.
Probably.
Yeah, they got somebody took out a loan, got a grant.
Yep.
Ain't gonna last for
Ain't
long.
no way. Yeah.
Ain't gonna last for long.
Oh, they bleed. It's bleeding. It's bleeding dry.
Yeah.
Trust. You can trust that shit. Give 3 months. They got 90 more days.
Mm-hmm. But one thing's for sure, we're gonna be here each and every Wednesday, the Flight Room Podcast, each and every Wednesday, 9:30, sometimes a little later. You know how we do, especially Hey Al. What's up, Al? Anyway, this Flight Room Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe. We got some commercials coming out soon. New merch, new logos, all that shit, a whole revamp. Falls over to overtime. We talk about, extra alternative topics, conspiracies, if
the ancient mysteries.
The prequel to this, we talked about, in our sports podcast, how the NFL is, being janky to the whole situation that's involved with COVID. But yeah, follow us over to overtime. Big baby, hit him, Corey.
And we out.